You're watching In the Heart of It All with Monica C. Guidry. Each week, from different locations around the city, I'll be interviewing people with stories that inspire, motivate, and encourage. Journey with me as we travel down roads of discovery, tapping into untapped wells of resources and opportunities. Every heart has a song, and every song has a story. On In the Heart of It All with Monica C. Guidry. Welcome to In the Heart of It All with Monica C. Guidry. I am Monica C. Guidry, and today, like every day, is a great day to be alive. Why? Because you're breathing in and you're breathing out like we're always doing, and that means you have purpose in the earth. Today on In the Heart of It All, we have a great show topic, debunking stereotypes. But before we get into that, I would like to welcome to the Artist Spotlight, Cassandra Stewart.
One and only, Cass.
La, 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 la.
Yeah, it's another Clint production. Let's go.
When every step feels like miles, when every day feels like years, I know you are with me in the darkness, you're here. When my nights are spent praying and my strength is all gone, that's when I'm hanging on, 'cause in the end I'll be shining like a pot of gold, standing at the end of a rainbow. When I rise from the demise, there'll be no surprise. Faith kept me alive.
You come alive.
I come alive. I trust Christ, and I'm so strong when I stand on your word. I come alive. I come alive. I come alive. Come alive. Come alive. Come alive.
Verse 2.
So let the darkness have tonight, 'cause in the morning there's joy. Don't fear what you can
Tell them
lose.
why.
God is your source.
That's right.
And when your nights are spent praying and your strength is all gone,
Just hang on.
that's when you got to hang on. Oh, standing at the end of a rainbow. No surprise, they kept you alive. Inside, you come alive when you trust Christ,
You gotta trust
and you're so strong when you stand on His word. You come alive.
Come alive.
You come alive. You come alive. You come alive. Come alive. Oh, come alive. To the sky.
Keep your head.
Up high.
Yeah, come on.
Oh, I feel like you're heaven bound.
We heaven bound.
Was lost but now found. Live like you're super glued to the sky.
That's how we do.
Keep that head up high.
Tell them, Cass.
Oh,
We'll be right back right after this. Store to your front door, bringing local favorites to your door. Wow, Cassandra, that was wonderful.
Thanks.
I absolutely love that song. I remember the first time that I heard it, I was
Yeah.
at Columbus Christian Center, and it was their step show.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was just like in awe of it, so I looked everywhere on the internet to find it, what the song was, and I came across you, and then I friended you on Facebook, and then this happened. I was like, you have to come on the show and sit down with me.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming.
I'm so happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
You're very welcome. Tell me when you got your start singing.
Sure. I was 3 years old when I first started singing, and the story goes I didn't sound good. That's what my dad says. But as I grew and took a couple vocal classes and learned to play the cello when I was younger, my singing got better. And the cello is the instrument that is most like the human voice.
Wow.
And it partners the guitar. So now that I play guitar, you know, it's just a natural transition. But the CD you're holding is my latest CD, Arise, Permission to Live, just something God gave me to tell the people of God that you can rise and win no matter what you're facing.
Right. Now, can you tell everyone at home how they can purchase your CD and
Sure.
contact information for booking?
Yeah, absolutely. I can be found anywhere on the website, anywhere on the World Wide Web at CS Music Girl, anywhere. So csmusicgirl.com is my website, my Twitter, CS Music Girl, my Instagram, CS Music Girl, and Facebook, CS Music Girl. So anywhere you put that in, you'll find me.
Well, Cassandra Stewart, you stay right there because
Sure.
you're going to come back at the bottom of the show.
Can't wait.
And the people at home, you stay right where you are. We will be back right after this. See you soon.
How does Store to Your Front Door work? Does this look like you? We can help. Store to Your Front Door is a membership-based one-destination delivery service. With Store to Your Front Door, convenience has never been this easy. Once you're on the website, simply fill out where to pick up your desired order. Then the final destination's address. Click, submit, receive. We'll be timely, courteous, and friendly. Store to Your Front Door, bringing local favorites to your door. Store to Your Front Door isn't limited to just food orders. We also deliver pets, wine and spirits, dry cleaning, and groceries.
Let Badian add color and personality to your wear on the everyday runway. With a luxury style and versatility, this trend-setting brand is for the unique and fashion-conscious buyer. Visit BadianCollection.com to bring quality, hand-painted scarves to your wardrobe. Welcome back to In the Heart of It All with Monica C. Guidry, and today we are having straight talk, and my guest today is Edward. And what we're going to talk about today may be a little touchy for some, enlightening for others, but what we want to do is provoke conversation. And what we're going to be talking about is being black, being gay, and being a Christian. Welcome to the show, Edward. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing very well. I remember the first time we met. We met at Columbus Fashion Week.
Yeah.
And hit it off right away.
Yep.
At that time, you had,
Had
the
the blonde
gold, the blonde mohawk, and I was like, oh my God, we just hit it off right away. And we got on the subject of just being the arts. We were talking about the arts. And then I don't know how we got on the subject of the lifestyle, or you would like to call it. What do you say about what we were talking about?
We were talking about being gay or bisexual or identifying yourself within the LGBT community and still being a Christian at the same time, because there are a lot of motifs about gay people in Christianity, and we were kind of discussing those and how I feel like I find my place in those two.
And I remember thinking to myself, that was so interesting, because you absolutely, for whatever reason, no one associates homosexuality and Christianity. Actually, they're the polar opposites.
Yeah.
People basically disassociate themselves from it. And so what I wanted to talk about was, I think I approached you, I said, I think this will be a good conversation to have, and hopefully it'll provoke positive conversation. And so what I want to talk about today is just you as a person. How did you come up in this world? How were you raised?
Well, I was raised by my mom. She was a single mother. My father had, he went to prison when I was 9, and he's actually coming home in April. Hi, Dad.
Oh, wow.
But my parents, they were great. I have 2 younger brothers. I love my family a lot. They've been there for me. God has always been a spiritual. It's more so been spiritual for me in my life. It's always kind of been that thing that my mom used to kind of talk about, like, don't do that, God doesn't like ugly, or things of that sort. So I mean, I've always kind of been active in prayer and just kind of really expressing like the embodiment of love, which is what I feel like God truly represents.
So we were off camera, you were saying that you don't identify yourself with being gay, homosexual, bisexual, or anything. What was the statement that you made? Because I found it very interesting.
The statement that I made was that I identify myself as bisexual, because I have had a girlfriend before, and we were together for a year, and I still love her dearly, but I've also had a strong attraction towards the same sex as well. And a lot of people kind of like to put labels on things, black or white, gay or straight, you're either one or the other, and people don't necessarily like to look in the gray area. And there was a spectrum, I believe, like Kinsing, he's a scientist of some sort, and he also kind of did a spectrum on sexuality. And what he found out was that this evidence is kind of flawed. Don't quote me on that.
Right.
But no one is completely straight or completely gay. You know, I feel like a lot of people really don't choose to be gay, but they choose to experiment.
Oh.
You know, that's how I personally feel. My bisexuality is not a spectrum to just jump in the bedroom and be with multiple people. It's just the representation of how I feel. You know, I love people. I don't necessarily look at gender. You know, I don't look at black or white. I don't look at race. I don't look at those types of things. I look at love, and that's how I just choose to live my life.
Right. Now, when you were coming up, did you know that you were bisexual, or that something was different outside of what was norm to everyone else?
I definitely felt different. Like, I remember being as young as 6 years old, and I loved Whitney Houston and Mariah Carey and like the Spice Girls and things that a lot of my male peers didn't really seem to kind of understand. I didn't really like I didn't put a label on it because I didn't know what the word gay meant when I was young, and you know, gay always had a negative connotation with it.
Right.
And over the years, there were a lot of feelings that I suppressed. And as I got to high school, and I kind of suppressed those as well. And then I met my girlfriend. We were together for a year. And then once I got in college, there was a part of me that I felt that I needed to explore because I had started to suffer depression.
Oh, right.
And you know, I felt like it's time for me to truly kind of figure out what this is and to kind of seek help. And you know, I started counseling, and I became more comfortable with myself. And, you know, hopefully, you know, this story can kind of shed light on something that millions of people struggle with.
Now, when you were going through the period of depression, walk me through that period of time for you.
The period of depression for me, I remember one particular instance, when I had looked in the mirror one time and I didn't want to live. I really just kind of felt like, why would God put me in such a situation where I feel like there's no escape for me? You know, I called my best friend. I can never physically take my own life, but just the thought of it was scary enough for me because I'm looking in the mirror and I'm literally like, I'm crying and I don't see anything good about myself. And I would go to church and I would pray. I'm like, you know, God, please just show me what it is that I need to do. Just show me, just show me, just show me. So I sought counseling at the suggestion of one of my, you know, church members, and the process then began of, you know, kind of unlocking these hidden feelings that I have had literally since I've been 6 years old. And one of the misconceptions that I think about gay people that I would like to clear up is that a lot of people kind of jump into the topic of, you know, being, you know, promiscuous. And yes, there are people like that in the LGBT community. There are radicals like there are in every other group. You know, minority groups, you know, whether you're black, whether you're white, you know, like there are radicals in each group, but not everybody is like that. And there is a diversity amongst people. And I feel like I represent the diverse segment, you know, of the population within the LGBT community, because there are Christians, you know, I know of some, and you know, we go through some of the same things together, you know, and I just kind of let God be the determining factor of who I choose to marry or choose to be with. I feel like He's the only person that I really have to answer to.
So when you were in college, now when you were coming up, 6 years old, and then having the girlfriend in college or high school, and then going to college, what was it like when you came out to your family? How did you decide to go about that?
Coming out to my family was really hard. My mom actually, I think that she kind of sensed it. There was a topic I'll never forget. My cousin and I, we're like this close. She's like a sister to me. And Sesame Street was on, and there was a young urban African American guy on there. And he was, you know, she just kind of found it odd that, you know, he was on Sesame Street. And I said, why? And then a whole argument kind of progressed from there. And then my mom came into my room and said, you know what I think it is? I think that you truly know who you are, and I think that you're just afraid. You're afraid of what your church is going to think. You're afraid of what your pastor's going to think, people are going to think. But that argument, I feel like, just kind of forced me to address it. Because I had so much anger build up inside of me, and it wasn't going away. So I feel like either I can continue to keep running from this, or I can face it. And I chose to face it.
right there. You stay right there. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back after this. Let Badian add color and personality to your wear on the everyday runway. With a luxury style and versatility, this trend-setting brand is for the unique and fashion-conscious buyer. Visit BadianCollection.com to bring quality, hand-painted scarves to your wardrobe. Shining Stars Learning and Development Center is passionate about teaching young hearts and minds in academics and the Word of God. Affordable prices, safe and comfortable learning environments is just some of the reasons why we come highly recommended. Call today, 589-9902. This is Monica Guidry, and I am sitting with Edward to my right, and we're having serious conversation today, just debunking stereotypes about the LGBT community, and just talking about life in general, and just wanting people to have a better insight into the lifestyle of someone who is living the lifestyle of either gay, bisexual, transgender, or lesbian. Thank you for sharing with me. Before we left, you were saying that rather than running, you wanted to face your fear.
Yeah.
Talk about facing your fear.
I feel like, I feel like my biggest fear is that I would have to go through prejudice and, being bullied and ostracized from society for the rest of my life.
Were you ever bullied at all?
Yeah.
You were?
I had instances where, I've been teased and, growing up because I was different. I have had instances where that's happened to me before. And, when you are a person who has been, bullied or teased, and then when you kind of add being gay kind of to it, it's almost kind of like a double whammy. You kind of feel like, okay, am I ever going to get to a point where I can just be like free to be who I am without having to worry, okay, like look over my shoulder, be paranoid, like are people going to be weirded out by me, or kind of treat me like I'm subhuman or like a disease, or like those types of things.
Right. Thank you for being here, but we're not coming to a close. I'm just processing all of these thoughts because I'm thinking about, your life, and you just seem to be so strong. And when I first met you, you lit up the place. You lit up the place with your smile, and just to feel, to know that you as a person, and knowing how kind and generous and sweet that you are as an individual, to know that you've ever had to face depression, and that you've had to face fears of rejection and being bullied and those types of things. It really is disheartening, and it just lets me know that there are other people that feel just like you, that are walking around just like you. And what would you say to those people?
Would you like me to look in the camera?
You can. If you want to talk to them at home, you can.
I would just tell them to just be strong and be who you are, and to know that God loves you. Because I really feel like that's a stereotype within the LGBT community, is that God loves you and He didn't make any mistakes creating you, and I realize that.
And God is the center of your source. You said that. You said that you're not promiscuous, you're not running the streets, you're not out clubbing and all of those different things all the time. You actually live a pretty everyday lifestyle.
I live a pretty everyday life. I'm not perfect by any means. I do go out every once in a while with friends, but of course I've had my my whole phase like anybody else, where you just want to be rebellious, not necessarily associating that with promiscuity, but when you just want to party and go to college and everything like that, and it's not really fulfilling because you do the same things over and over. And I think that even within the LGBT community, when trying to find a mate or trying to find yourself, a lot of people seek refuge in parties and doing a lot of wild, crazy stuff, but you don't necessarily have to do that. That's not the only option. There are other alternatives to do so.
So what are the other alternatives? I
feel like the other alternatives for me, I do go to church. I go to the United Church of Christ. I've also been visiting 514, and I have groups on campus. I go to Otterbein University. There's Free Zone. There are other alternatives. Even seek refuge from books. There are books that you can read. Hang out with friends. It doesn't necessarily have to be a party. Let's go out and get drunk and wasted and do all of that. But you can still have fun. But just those kinds of things. I I hope that kind of helps.
It does. It does. And thank you, Edward, again, for sitting down. I know this is not necessarily a touchy conversation, but it is a conversation that could be uncomfortable for some people. But I thank you for sharing your story and enlightening everyone. And hopefully this will spark positive conversation within all communities to start talking about. Thank you for tuning in and watching. You stay right there. We'll be right back after this.
Shining Stars Learning and Development Center is passionate about teaching young hearts and minds in academics and the Word of God. Affordable prices, safe and comfortable learning environments is just some of the reasons why we come highly recommended. Call today, 589-9902.
Does this look like you? We can help. Store to Your Front Door is a membership-based one-destination delivery service. With Store to Your Front Door, convenience has never been this easy. Once you're on the website, simply fill out where to pick up your desired order. Then the final destination's address. Click, submit, receive. We'll be timely, courteous, and friendly. Store to Your Front Door, bringing local favorites to your door. Store to Your Front Door isn't limited to just food orders. We also deliver pets, wine and spirits, dry cleaning, and groceries.
Everyone always has this thing about them that sometimes they may feel that they're inadequate. You may feel like that your life doesn't matter, but I'm here to tell you that it does. There is someone out there that needs you, that needs something that you have. And you know what that is? It's you. It's you being relevant and recognizing who you are. You were created for such a time as this to be all that you were designed to be. If you don't know what you were created for, you don't know what your passion is, find something that you love and let it chase after you. This has been In the Heart of It All with Monica C. Guidry. Remember, live abundantly, laugh loud, and love everyone. Until we meet again, see ya.
I will build you, and you shall be built. I will heal you, and you shall be healed. Oh yeah. Broken and shattered. Oh, this place and time. It doesn't matter. You still are mine. Love is alive. Hope is alive. You will survive and you will be stronger. I am your hope. I love you so. It's not the end. It's where you begin to remember while you rise. You are alive. From every dark place, it starts as a whisper. It's a song of hope in every heart. It starts as a trickle. Then love is an ocean. Don't you worry about loving. You just must believe. In time, yeah, it will be alright. Love is alive. Hope is alive. You will survive. And you will be stronger. I am your hope. I love you so.